lovely JS2 students of Touchbearers Academy. Good day. How are you all doing? I hope you enjoyed the holiday. I know we have missed class activities and we pray that the pandemic will soon be over so that we can return to school and meet physically. Alright? I want to urge you all that you take these online classes seriously even as we begin this exciting third term. We are beginning a new topic in agricultural science for this third term, and our first topic is soil conservation. Next slide. What is soil conservation? Now, soil conservation involves the management of the soil in such a way that it retains its fertility, its moisture content, and structure. Now, for the past two terms, we'll be talking about soil fertility, we've talked about soil composition, the chemical and physical composition of the soil. So soil management involves the processes by which we maintain the soil pH level, as the degree of acidity and alkalinity of the soil moisture, the soil water, soil air, and every other composition of the soil nutrients included. So it's very important that we conserve our soil. Next slide. Advantages of soil conservation. What are the advantages of conserving the soil? The first one is it prevents the depletion of soil nutrients. So it reduces the rate at which soil loses its nutrients. The second point is it reduces evaporation of soil water. It helps to reduce the rate at which soil loses its water. Then it helps to control soil erosion. It reduces soil acidity. Remember when we talked about pH, we said the soil is more acidic when it inclines towards 0 and 1, thereabout. But anything close to 6, 7, the degree of acidity reduces. So soil conservation helps us to keep the soil at a good pH level, thus reducing the soil acidity. It also reduces leaching. Leaching involves the movement of soil nutrients from the topmost layer to the sublayer and thus prevents plants from getting access to these nutrients. So soil conservation reduces leaching and thus prevents the contamination of groundwater. Next slide. Ways of conserving the soil. The first way to conserve the soil is planting of cover crops. Planting of cover crops. So cover crops such as leguminous plants like your beans, your groundnuts can be planted in the soil to help reduce the accessibility of the soil to raindrops. So it prevents erosion and also protects or covers the soil. It also helps to fix atmospheric nitrogen into the soil. So leguminous plants are such that they can help to trap the atmospheric nitrogen, the nitrogen present in the soil. This is why your leguminous plants such as beans are usually rich in nitrogen, because they can trap it directly from the atmosphere into the soil. The next is tillage. Now this increases the soil organic matter content. It helps to increase the activities of microorganisms in the soil, thus improving the aeration of the soil. But at the same time, while this is advantageous, it also has its disadvantages. The next we look at is contour strip cropping. Now this is the practice of planting different crops on the same piece of land to minimize soil erosion and also to enrich the soil. Now, so when you are planting crops such as cereals, your maize, you should also plant crops such as legumes. So these legumes will help to fix nitrogen to the soil and provide nitrogen for other plants to grow. Then we also have terracing. This is the construction of a series of short steps with retaining banks on a slopy piece of land. Now these crops are planted and the retaining banks helps to retain water and check erosion by lowering the speed of runoff. So runoff refers to the water that goes off after rainfall, maybe moves into other water bodies. So this helps to lower the speed of runoffs. Then next we have afforestation. Afforestation involves the planting of trees to develop new forests. So it's advisable that when you cut down a tree, you also plant another. Now the importance of trees is to help reduce soil erosion, and also the trees serve as wind breakers and control wind erosion also. So it also prevents desert encroachment. So it's very important that we practice afforestation. Other methods, you have your mulching, using of dried leaves to cover the top of the soil. You have avoiding of bush burning or overgrazing, the construction of waterways. Next slide. Factors responsible for the loss of soil nutrients. The first one is leaching. Remember we said leaching is the movement of nutrients from the topmost layer of the soil to the sub-layer, and the roots of plants have access to the top layer. So remember when we did soil profile, we talked about the different layers of soil. So the top layer is that first horizon A. So when leaching occurs, the soil nutrients available to plant roots are moved from their reach. So it moves from the topmost layer to the sub-layer, and thus they are not available for plants to make use of. Another factor is crop removal, continuous cropping. The more you keep planting on a piece of land, the more the land is liable to lose its nutrients. Then we have bush burning, we have flooding, and we also have soil erosion. So these are the factors responsible for loss of soil nutrients. Next slide. Human activities which contribute to loss of soil nutrients. So what are the activities that humans carry out that causes the soil to lose its nutrients? The first one is construction of farm buildings and roads. So in the process of constructing your buildings, process of constructing your roads, your schools, your houses, we tend to destroy the soil structure and reduce the microorganisms found in the soil. So we reduce microorganisms activity in the soil. So another point to note is deforestation. This is the continuous felling of forest trees without replacing them. Notice I said felling. It's a terminology we use when we talk about afforestation and deforestation. So this is the continuous felling of forest trees without replacing them. That's deforestation. It reduces the amount of trees available, and thus there will be no trees to serve as windbreakers. So this contributes to soil nutrient loss. Then we also have clearing your land completely, removal of vegetation from the land completely. This has effects on the soil nutrients. Then we have tillage, fertilizer application, and continuous cropping. Next slide. Effects of soil conservation practices on the environment. The first is pollution of groundwater. Excessive application of fertilizers can lead to the pollution of groundwater through leaching. So when these fertilizers, these nutrients, seep from the topmost layer to the sub-layer and keeps moving until it gets to the groundwater, there is contamination. Then another point is prevalence of aquatic weeds. During runoff, when fertilizers are washed away from our farmlands into streams, it leads to an increase in the growth of aquatic weeds, such as your water hyacinth, your water lily. All these are aquatic weeds. So they cause oxygen deficiency in the river and also cause water pollution, and at the same time they obstruct water transportation. So a situation where you have these leaves prevalent in water bodies, it obstructs water transportation. Also, there's a spread of disease. Because of the runoffs into streams and rivers. So with this, we have come to the end of today's class, and by God's grace, in our next class, we will be discussing farm animal parasites. An assignment has been dropped for you in the PDF file. Please ensure you do the assignment and submit. Thank you. Ensure you stay at home, wash your hands regularly, and stay safe. Love you all.